Run, river, run, run through the hills. Run, river, run to the sea. Run, river, run to your place beneath the sun. Run, river, run over me.
Hi, this is Jan Lewis. Welcome to be my guest. Today we have Noveline Beltram. I said it right. She is the Regent for the Job Knapp chapter of the DAR in East Douglas, and Anne-Marie Safaee, and she is the past Regent for the Job Knapp chapter DAR in East Douglas. Welcome, girls.
Thank you, Jan.
Where did I read? I may have studied all the local DARs, but it's fascinating to me. There's one in Worcester on Lincoln Street, too. A big old yellow, like Victorian house. Where are you located in East Douglas?
We have our chapter meetings at the First Congregational Church. There's a kind of a little gazebo out front. It's very nice of them to have us use their basement for our chapter meetings, and it's right on Common Street. And,
right. To people who don't have a clue, what is the DAR?
I'm so glad you asked. Should we?
Yeah, go ahead.
Would you like me? All right. I always give myself a few notes. So, first of all, there are 1 million members, 1 million of us that are current members of the DAR. And so it's nonprofit, and it is also non-political, and it is a women's volunteer service organization, and that's probably the most important part to this. And our service is part of 3 different pieces, because it's historic preservation, and we'll talk about a project that we recently have helped with Jenks Museum Store in Douglas. Education is a huge part of our volunteer and our service hours, and patriotism. And Anne-Marie is always involved in some big projects that we all volunteer our hours. So it's a service organization, and that was founded a long time ago on October 11th, which is coming up. We have Founders Day, which we also design a project for ourselves.
Up in East Douglas that same day? Or?
Everybody, across every chapter that there is. Okay. We all have Founders Day, and that was established because that's when it was founded in 1890. So 1890. That's our beginning. But we have our own national history, our state history, and we have our own chapter history.
This was during the American Revolution, right? This is long before even the Civil War. That's a long ways away.
It is. So, give me another question.
Oh, another one. Okay. How did you get interested? Let's start with Anne-Marie. How did you get interested in
Well, I got interested through my mother.
Yeah.
She started doing genealogy, family genealogy. And she discovered that we had a Civil War soldier in our family. And we got all excited about that and started doing research about that person, my great-great-great-grandfather. And then I said to my mom one day, wouldn't it be really amazing if we had a Revolutionary War soldier in our family? She started to search deeper into our family history, and she had found one of our descendants was a Revolutionary War soldier, Captain Solomon Wales from Union, Connecticut. Yeah. And since then, we have found many. And many of DAR members have many, many descendants that were Revolutionary War patriots.
So Daughters of the Revolution, was this exactly daughters of the men that went to war? Not the wives, the daughters, right?
And there are what we call real daughters. We have one, Sally Allen, that we just commemorated her grave site, which is in close to our own chapter, and she was a real daughter, as they called her. So we are many generations from that.
And Anne-Marie, you're a great-great-granddaughter? No, long.
Oh, yeah.
Great-great-great-great.
I forget how many greats
I think
there
about
are.
6.
Where did we get a picture of this gentleman?
Actually, my mother does have a picture.
She does?
When she was doing the family history.
And she got the picture?
Yes.
I'm having an awful time finding Benjamin Jocelyn. It's like he didn't exist, and yet he did. There's an antiquarian society in Worcester.
Yeah.
I think they can help sometimes with that type of thing.
So for us, if someone has an inkling that they may have connection, and some not sure because they say, oh, I'm Canadian, and we might not, but a lot of Canadians came down to help in that revolution. So our registrar is amazing, Margaret Fournier, and if you have some pieces, maybe you've started on Ancestry, maybe you've had a, you know America 250 is coming up, and you want to know, or you might want to belong to us,
Sure.
to this society.
Yeah.
And because again, friendships are big.
And so you met actually in the DAR, or she,
Yes.
she told you about it? How that?
No, my mother got involved. She's part of the Hopkins of Foster, Rhode Island Hopkins, big family. And this was something secret that she wanted to do. She wanted to find those roots and descendants. She did it without a computer, and she and my father went from gravesite to get all the information, went to town halls, and the registrar of Captain Job Knapp put it all together, the application, sent it to National, and she got
That's
her
how she
national
got it.
number.
So Job Knapp or
Job.
He was he a captain
He was.
in this area?
And his gravesite is directly across from the First Congregational Church in East Douglas. Thus our chapter name, Captain Job Knapp.
Okay, Knapp. I hadn't heard that until I had seen that. Was that a popular name in this area? Knapp, K-N-A-P-P?
I think there are a few relatives, but we've since then, we had a member of ours, and she had no idea that this chapter was named after her great, sixth generation. Yeah, Linda. And so she came to our meeting, and it was very, very cool to have met her.
Did it clue her in a little bit? Did she do her homework and check back?
Yeah,
See?
she did, and she
is.
read us a whole kind of history of Captain Job Knapp.
She looked in.
Yeah,
She
that was fun.
Explain to us what you have on your shoulder. It's a story.
Oh, so I'll start with the right side. This is the unofficial side. So you have your nameplate. Everybody's got their name, and since we have a national and a state and a chapter, so the national President General, she will choose, and it's all written into a yearbook for the national.
Yeah.
And she will pick her pin, and so there's a pin and a whole kind of campaign around what she would like, what's her signature, and Stars and Stripes Forever. So the sparkle. We are here
So
to
that's
sparkle.
unique to the DAR.
Yes, and so there's a
Love it.
theme every 3 years when there's a new President General, and hers is to Stars and Stripes Forever, and so let's spread the sparkle.
Those of us who love bling bling, my eye was directly trying to go to
Well,
that.
you can see why, and the money generated, and there is quite a bit because we love our pins, and it does go to fund national programs that it's donations that, for instance, could be in different chapters that are Maui or people that are different parts of the United States, the chapters that have had any kind of
disasters.
that we can help with.
You help? I didn't know the DAR helped.
Huge amount of money, thousands and thousands, tens of thousands of dollars, and all kinds of donations. Military, for one. There is veterans. We have collections. In fact, we have one in November. Veterans Inc., which is fairly close.
Yeah, that's right up there. Is that Grove Street on
That's
Worcester?
in Worcester, yes.
You're affiliated with them too?
We provide. There's a list,
Right.
so one of our members will give us the list, and so we'll bring donations. It's a lot of donations and service and goodwill all the time.
This is what I love. I won't mention a group, but years ago I had joined a group, and I loved the whole premise of it. But I got in there, and it seemed like the ladies just wanted to have barbecues and tea parties. I thought, this is not why I joined.
No.
They're fine people, but I thought this. Someone else told me try a different branch, which is probably true. But I mean, maybe I was like too young for that. I don't know.
And
but
it's finding
it
the
just
balance.
felt funny. It felt funny.
But you're right, Jen. You've got to find the balance of, and we're going to have a tea party.
When? I bet it's not the kind that they were going to have.
Yeah, a big tea party.
Big tea party.
Here.
Well, the 250th
Yeah.
Boston Tea Party, of course, is in
Yeah.
December.
Yeah.
So we decided, why not have our own tea party as a chapter? And so we'll have sandwiches and so forth. But National has provided a PowerPoint plus a narration.
There you go.
So we'll weave in the whole historic piece as we have our tea
Sure.
party.
You're active. You're helping.
Oh, yes.
This didn't feel like anyone was going anywhere, and I thought, this is not what I signed up for.
Oh no!
I want to help. You know.
Tell us a few of the projects that you're involved.
Well, for instance, we participate and attend the U.S. naturalization ceremonies at Mechanics Hall in Worcester for many years now, maybe the past 10 years. We've given out thousands and thousands of American flags to the new citizens who have arrived. It's a very emotional, moving experience just to see these new citizens come in. And it really makes you appreciate being an American.
Definitely. Now, Anne Marie and Noveline, how can they get a hold of you regarding the DAR?
Well, we do have a new, and I'll leave this brochure when I go, because
Okay.
this has all the information, also our chapter name. But if you put CAPT, Job, KNAPP, @gmail.com,
And that's how you can reach them.
Captain Job.
Is there
Knapp.
an age that people can join or not join?
Yes, there is.
Uh-oh.
Okay. Well, any woman age 18 or older, regardless of race, religion, or ethnic background,
Yes, that's great.
that can prove linear descendants from a Revolutionary War patriot can join.
Okay, you have to have someone who is in the Revolutionary War.
Yes,
So in other words, we have to do our homework to find out.
absolutely.
Would you accept someone with a Civil War person?
Well, you might start there,
Yeah.
but again, the registrar, or if you've been on, some of these different websites that do where you can research further, it's
Yeah.
sometimes the tip of the iceberg kind of thing. Like
Yeah.
Anne Marie said, she started with one and
That's
then
right.
kept going back.
Okay.
Yes. Mhm.
Can you do it for someone like myself or anyone? If I gave you the names of my family, you could find?
Yes, we have a registrar that would help you.
Good, because just trying to find Ben Johnson for the Civil
Yeah.
War has been like pulling teeth.
No.
We've got articles galore. It's online. No picture.
Oh.
That drives me nuts. I like to see my family. I've got everybody else. Maybe that's too far back. Great-great-grandfather. But then, if it's the Revolutionary War, it would be
Yeah, we
great-great-great-great-grandfather.
said about 6.
So all I would need to do is give you the 3 major names or whatever, and maybe if you had a second, you could look it up. This is awesome. This
Yes.
is really cool. Now, you meet again up in East Douglas,
Yes.
and where again do you meet?
First Congregational Church, and it's at 3 Common Street.
Yeah, 3 Common Street.
When? The
And-
day?
Our next meeting is October 10th. It's
Okay.
usually the second Tuesday of the month,
What time?
6:30.
Now, is that
PM.
after dinner or with dinner?
We have light refreshments.
Yes.
Like we break halfway in between and
Like a dessert.
yeah, yes.
The girls
And
all contribute?
Yes.
everybody does. But sometimes we'll have it on a Sunday because, in fact, we have one of our members, Louise. You're going to help me with her.
Sigmundovich.
Yes, she's wonderful. She makes these heirloom quilts. They're just gorgeous.
Oh.
And she has a list of veterans that, so this year we have 2 men that served into the Vietnam War.
Yep.
One that was Marines and one Coast Guard. And so they're going to be presented with quilts.
They don't know. It's a
I don't
surprise.
know. I'm not sure.
Well, I won't die. Your secret's safe with me.
But we have a whole program designed for them.
Yeah.
And we do this annually. So she made 4 quilts last year.
Was this in one of the local papers?
Yes.
That's where I may have read this.
Yes.
What a great thing to do. And I think that most of those guys are surprised. I think.
Yes.
I don't know, but I think it's awesome. It
And
keeps
then-
them warm.
Then the education part. In fact, I have a list. I just talked to the principal over at Douglas School and sent him a list of all the things that DAR could do for their staff. And it's everything. We have lesson plans that are a database of a huge amount of just lesson plans.
History and things like that.
At all subjects. And that are in a database. So if a teacher said, I need a lesson plans on this, they could contact and I could help them out.
So you're affiliated with schools, too.
Yes.
Schools.
I had no idea.
No. And we'll volunteer if they need someone to come in and read. If they need books, we'll provide them with, some books.
Yeah.
Not for maybe, hundreds and hundreds,
Sure.
but what our chapter can handle.
How many members do you have up in East Douglas?
35.
35.
That's really good. Now, the oldest and the youngest, what's the age group?
I'm going to say in the 20s, and then up to 80, about mid-80s.
85.
You know, the 80s is like midlife now. Look
Oh,
at the
absolutely.
obituaries. People are going into the hundreds. Big deal. What I notice is 90s and into the hundreds. Then there seems to be a healthy gap in between, below 70 or so. And I'm thinking, what happened? Because the younger generations are like, what did some of us do wrong? But it's interesting that how it's modern medicine, but I don't know about you, but I want to make it at least to 100.
Yes.
Oh, gosh, yeah. Do you have children, both of you?
I do not. I was a teacher in school, so I consider all those
They were all
kids.
your kids.
I see them everywhere. And they, Miss Beltram.
What teach did you grade?
I had music, middle school, for 24 years, and then became principal of the elementary school in Thompson. So
Are
it
you
was,
still the principal?
not at the school system, but I've just been hired as an interim principal for a local school.
That's good. I'm glad you haven't retired. It's too early.
A little bit.
Anne Marie, what do you do?
Yes,
Work outside?
I have two sons,
Yeah.
and I have 2 grandchildren. I have a little granddaughter,
Yeah.
Layla, who comes with me to the cemeteries at times when we're just preparing now for a grave marking dedication to mark 6 Revolutionary War graves.
Yeah.
In Dudley at Corbin Cemetery,
Dudley, okay.
October 21st.
Right.
So I'm getting my granddaughter involved.
How old are your two kids? You're right.
They're older. They're 39 and 34.
Okay, so
Yes.
the 34 one might be a millennial. Not sure about the
Okay.
39-year-old.
Okay.
Yeah, I know what it's like to raise a
Okay.
millennial. Yeah. Okay. That's a whole different topic. Do you have pets for your children? Like animals, dogs, cats?
Oh, well, I have my two rescue cats, yes.
You have rescue cats. I was going to say you rescue dogs.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No.
we've got 2 of those. Yeah. We've got our male cat. Well, he looks more like a balloon. He's huge. Like, remember Morris on TV?
Oh, yeah.
He's a huge orange cat. Now, again, how can they reach you for the DAR?
So, again, we have a new Gmail account. So, Captain, CAPTAIN, Job, JOBKNAPP, @gmail.com.
We have been talking with Noveline, I said it right, Beltram, and she is the regent at the DAR chapter, the Job Knapp chapter of the DAR in East Douglas. And right beside her is Anne Marie Safaee, and she is the past regent over there. How many years were you the regent, Marie?
6 years.
Is that the limit you can go?
Yes.
And then they boot you.
Well, you'd like to have a replacement.
Okay.
It's a big job.
It is.
That's
Yeah.
why my partner in primary.
Good thank God you know each
I am
other.
so glad to have a past regent. You can't do this alone. You really, really can't.
Do the other girls pitch in?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, no, the officers are great, and members are very supportive, and I think that's the staying power.
Okay.
And even when I go, we just had a state conference, for instance. They have a fall and spring state
Right.
conference. And, you know, the first time is a little uneasy because it's all different people. Second time it gets easier, of course, and you get to know people. Then I'm calling, and if you just email or call any of the state people, our own Carolyn Nutt, who's the regent,
They'll come to your help right away.
Yes.
within minutes you'll get the email or the call back.
It's a real sisterhood.
Very personal,
Yes.
no standoffish. And I've belonged to other organizations that you say, I don't feel part of this. I can tell you, you're part of it.
Yeah.
And
Can anybody come to, let's say, to visit on October 10th?
oh, I'd love to.
Okay, so there's no guard at the door.
Oh no,
Okay.
it's not a secret society.
Okay. No. Okay. So you can
No
come visit.
secret. And no, we love to have people come because I think you got to try it on
Yeah.
and see if it's a good fit.
Do you have speakers come from different
Well,
things?
we have.
Yes.
Yes. Since this is Breast Cancer Awareness Month,
Okay.
we have the president of pinkhippie.org from Webster,
Yep.
and she's coming out to speak to us about her organization. And also at our next meeting, we'll be honoring 4 nurses for all their work.
Are they local nurses? Like,
Yes, most of them are local.
wow, that is really great.
See, there's many commemorative events, and so when there is, we try to tie it in to the local part because for the 125th DAR Corps of Nurses, this ties in, and so they have a pin and
Yeah,
a certificate, and so it's just to say thank you.
Yes.
In this day and age, to have a group of 35 is amazing. Because sometimes the group starts dwindling down. Is yours growing? But after COVID, I was like,
Well, the President General had charged everybody with 4x24, and so we've had a couple. We'll be bringing a new person in, and she's also a nurse
Yeah.
on the 10th. So. As the word spreads that we're a friendly, fun group,
Yeah. It sounds like it. It really
Yeah.
does.
and we get there early and chit chat, and we even start writing cards because we write, I don't know, hundreds out, and they're sent to active military. So, and this particular meeting have also kind of a cardboard, the breast cancer symbol,
Right.
and we're going to be writing on that and posting them up libraries and everywhere there's a community bulletin board
Oh.
to not only breast cancer awareness, but it will also have our information. So
That is great.
we just, it's what can we give back? If people and if anyone has an idea,
Yeah.
because we'll meet to
Oh,
plan.
I have a lot of ideas.
Yeah.
That's a curse sometimes. Too many
It
ideas.
is, and then we just whittle that down to what's doable, how much money will it take, do we have the resources? So the Douglas Oktoberfest is coming up. We have a table, and all of that money is going to our Good Citizens Scholarship. We have 4 schools, and Northbridge, Whitensville, Christian, Douglas High School, and Blackstone Valley.
Yeah.
Blackstone Valley.
So
Okay,
our-
up the street.
Yeah, right.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
So 4 seniors, we give scholarship to.
That helps a lot. In this day and age, it's funny. I used to belong to a group, and they thought, well, $1,000 is enough. But I began thinking what my parents had to shell out for just books. They, by now, that's going to cost more than $1,000.
And everyone, for instance, the historic preservation, Anne Marie and I sat down with the Historical Society, Jenks
Yes,
and Douglas, and they did a beautiful job writing the grant. We didn't have to write it. They wrote the grant,
Right.
but we signed on
Yeah.
because that provided almost $10,000.
That's the way to go. Yeah.
So if you have an historic building
Yep.
that qualifies, then you come to us and we can, you write the grant, but we can certainly look it over. And it taps into the national, that's national money. Our dues goes into that. So it gives back. It's a nonprofit. Whatever comes in has to go out.
Has to go out.
And whether it's Wreaths Across America, whether it's veterans, whether it's historic buildings.
It's your meeting starts at 6:30. How long does it last?
Well,
Hour and a half, maybe.
yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think a few of us sit
So
and
now,
chat
Anne
well.
Marie, Okay, so you have to have at least a relative who is in the Revolutionary War.
Yes.
And maybe you can help just locate. I mean, I've got so many different, well, a few different names, so we got to find someone. Oh, I'm a New England born and raised, and most of them were, I think, too.
Okay.
This is very interesting. I love history like that. And to find out that somebody in your family
It's very
that I never
exciting.
heard of.
It is exciting.
Michael's only as far back as a civil, but I'll bet you.
See,
you'll
once
be
you
able-
have the one,
Yeah.
then you start getting interested to see if there's more.
Yeah.
And so I have a supplemental. I think you have a
Yes,
supplemental. And then you get started on a third. Some women I see at the conference, they have a row.
Those are all people in your family?
So right now, I just have one.
Yeah.
But soon I'll have three.
These are members in her family that were in the Revolutionary. We have got to sign off. I think it's not enough time. My gosh. I think I want to come visit you folks if I can.
Wonderful.
Oh, please do.
Also, I'll talk to you about a presentation afterwards.
Okay.
So, okay, this has been really, I'm amazed at what you folks do. I had no idea. The Daughters of the Revolution, and they meet the second Tuesday of every month,
Yes.
6:30. Go to the Congregational Church, right up there off Route 16, Main Street. I guess you're heading in the Webster direction, it's on the left. Opposite, the library's up on the right, right? And you go, is it before the library or after?
After the library.
Okay, after the library.
And
I've been
it's on
in
the
there. I
web.
think they had a church dinner there one time. Friends and I went. Lovely place. Oh my gosh. And go there and visit. And if you think you would like to join up with them, talk with Anne Marie or Noveline.
Yeah, give
If they
us
can find someone in your background. Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Also, I'm going to help you out by posting those in our brand new Upton Center on the bulletin board. If you want any ideas or more information about the DAR, Daughters of the Revolution, check it out on the Upton bulletin board up at our new Upton Center. And that'll help you out a lot. And this
And we'll be at Oktoberfest
the
Yes.
Oktoberfest.
Yes.
That's on what day?
October 7th.
next Saturday.
What time?
It goes
9 to 4. 9 to 4.
These ladies have a lot of energy, and I really relate to this. Boy, I don't see this very
If you want
often.
to make a
Anybody
tripod hat,
Yeah.
Anybody over 40, it's like, oh, I don't want to. It's just
No, no.
wonderful to see it. My parents were Energizer bunnies, and I relate to this. You know, it's like,
I see.
my father was a Mason, my grandfather was a Mason, and so I think as a child I understood that there were the brotherhood or whatever, the sisterhood. It's really a neat thing to do because you're standing for each other, you're helping a cause. I don't see that a lot. I don't see that energy, but boy, I do in this room with these two.
Right.
Thanks for being with us.
Thank you,
Thank you, Jan. It was wonderful.
We'll see you
Thank
next
you.
time. I'll be my guest.
Riding on a shooting star, heading out toward a dream. Tomorrow's even closer than it seems.